If you've just joined us, you're watching Newslink on DSTV channel 403. Now, the City of Cape Town is giving incentives to customers who use electricity sparingly. It's introducing Cape Town Power Heroes and calling on residents to switch off with the aim of saving 60 megawatts. eNCA's Monique Mortlock is on the story and joins us now. Good morning, Monique. What an interesting initiative. Honestly, I'm starting to feel like the City of Cape Town is leading on the innovation front. Talk to us about this.
Yes, now we heard earlier when we spoke to Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis that yesterday it went to market, this Power Heroes tender initiative. This tender process is currently underway, and the City of Cape Town is looking to get this Power Heroes initiative implemented by early next year. So consumers or small businesses can start applying for the tender process once it gets underway. And essentially, what the city is hoping to do is get a third-party aggregator, whether it be a small business or a consumer, and get this third-party aggregator to get other consumers to use less power, especially at peak times. For example, the mayor said if this third-party aggregator pitches an idea and says, look, I can get a whole neighborhood to use devices that will get their geysers to switch off, especially at peak power usage time, and if they can get it to below 60 megawatts, which is what the City of Cape Town wants to do, so that we can reduce the stages of load shedding that we are on, then this third-party aggregator incentivizes its consumers or its clients, gives them a certain amount of money, and in that way consumers are then rewarded for saving power. But to hear a bit more from a consumer, and this is someone who I know him as an eco warrior. The last time I spoke to him, he was telling us about the ways in which his family or his household is saving on water, on electricity, with all sorts of gadgets and devices that they have implemented over the last couple of years, not only to save them from the impact of load shedding, but also to save on money. Richard Noor, tell us, what do you think about this initiative? Would this be something that you would be interested in getting involved in becoming a power hero?
Good morning, Monique, and good morning to the viewers out there. I think it's a great initiative. Electricity, it's about saving little bits every day. For us, for example, I unplugged every single device that we don't use. Historically, people just leave them on, and it draws a little bit of power every day. So that accumulation over time adds to a significant amount of money. So I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to see how the project unfolds and how it rolls out, and I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to get on board. It's going to be an interesting way in which we save money.
And tell me about how your household is saving on money every month, and also the various ways in which you guys have tried to utilize other forms of power.
So one of the best ways is to get your family to move out. So the fewer people you have in the household, obviously the lower your consumption. We've had a solar panel for our geyser for a significant period of time. At the last time we spoke, I said that it was a significant saving. My electricity bill is tracked down to about 1,200 Rand a month. Just the beginning of the year, we were probably close to 2,000 Rand a month. We've been also using gas for a significant period of time, and we will try and avoid using the electric oven as far as is humanly possible, because that's the huge consumer. So anything that has an element, try and avoid it, which is what we try and do. An air fryer instead of an oven is a significant saving. But for me, it's about taking little steps every day to achieve that. Turn off the lights, because we've a wasteful nation. Generally, we just leave the lights burning because we think it doesn't consume. It uses a huge amount of electricity if you accumulate it on a daily basis over a period of a month, a year, and that's how you start saving, yeah.
And finally, Richard, I have to mention, in the background we can see William busy with his recycling, with this recycling project that you got underway here in your neighborhood. And in the same way, do you think that in a similar way with this Power Heroes initiative, that it could be something that you might possibly be able to introduce here in the neighborhood? You mentioned everyone has become quite neighborly ever since this recycling project got underway. Do you think the same can be done with power?
I've absolutely no doubt. Building a community starts at your home when you encourage your neighbor to do the same, which is what we've been doing. So we've got several projects in Fifth Avenue, which is kind of extended into the Greater Fairways neighborhood. We started a project late last year for surveillance cameras with monitoring 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've reduced activity in the avenue. We've got armed response. So the minute there's untoward characters that's roaming the streets, the armed response will rock up. So we've proven over time that if every neighborhood chips in a little bit, you start reducing the crime element, number one. We then extended that at the beginning of the year to recycling. We brought William on board. He started in Fifth Avenue, where we've got a vehicle parked here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's our little recycling van. The neighbors from around Fairways comes and they drop their recycling here. He collects it. And over the last 4 years, William has gone from a one-man gardener to a 10-man employee organization. He also collects recycling in other areas now. There's an estate, Kaldorf, in Somerset West. Truckload every second week of recycling that he collects. So for me, it's about getting your neighborhoods to come on board with a little bit of projects that you have going. And we've certainly got a neighborhood Ubuntu type feeling in Fifth Avenue. We had a neighbor who turned 101 on Saturday, and we all went to go and sing happy birthday for her. So it's creating that true spirit of Ubuntu. And it starts with me. I get my neighbor to be motivated to come on board, and that's how we get the momentum to go. So I'm excited about the project. I'm going to be following the mayor and the city and see how we can get involved to get it rolled out in the Fairways neighborhood.
Thank you very much, Richard. And that's certainly something that the City of Cape Town wants to hear. Consumers getting excited about the project and asking the questions of how they can get involved, how they can save power and also get rewarded for saving power. And that will be a two-way street, because it will help the City of Cape Town to also reduce its power load and its just its burden that it places on the power grid, and will help communities, especially those communities where, when it is load shedding, they are most vulnerable or susceptible to criminal activities.
No, honestly, very innovative. We'll leave it there for now. Monique, thank you very much for that update. That's eNCA reporter Monique Mortlock. Now,